Hello, lady and gentlemen, Strategy here, and welcome back to another videos of Tree of Savior. And today I am going to cover the Sadhu Vaivora that came along with the episode 13 update. Now, a month ago, I did a little bit reviews on the new Sadhu rework, and it turned out to be pretty bad, to be honest, due to the stacking system, as well as having a high cooldown for very specific Sadhu skill like Vashitas, Possession, and that's pretty much it. The only skill that has a very low cooldown would be Spirit Strays as well as Astral Body Explosion. Alright, so going to the Sadhu Vaivora status, we are going to get 215 intelligence, 744 critical rate, 1460 magic critical attack, and +1 to all status skill. Another side effects which include tuning. Now, tuning will increase the stack of Sadhu Soul by 1. So, for example, if I equip this and use Prana, which always give me the maximum of 5 stacks, and you use the Spirit Stray, is still 5 stack. However, if you equip the Sadhu Vaivora and use Super Strike again, you will get a maximum of 6 stack. So instead of 5 stack, you are going to get 6 stack instead. Now, the second effect is pretty interesting and unique at the same time because it allows your Sadhu skills to consume 2 stack instead of every single stack. So for example, let me go ahead and equip this real quick. I have 4 stack right here. If I use Vashita, it will consume every single stack. Boom, so every single stack is gone. However, if I use Prana again and equip the Sadhu Vaivora, 6 stack, let's go ahead and use Possession. It will consume 2 stacks instead of every single stack, and the damage effectiveness will be at the maximum of number of stacks. So technically, if I have the Sadhu Vaivora, that is going to be 6 stack, and that is going to be 60% damage boost because it increases damage by 10% per consumed Sadhu Sword. Additionally, all the skill effects related to the buff stack consumption is changed accordingly to the tuning effect. So for example, Astral Body Explosion damage increased by 12.5% per status consumed soul, and then Vashita stun duration from 0.5 seconds to 1.25 seconds per status soul. Possession damage increased from 10% to 25% per status consumed soul. So this is really good, by the way, but the only problem is that this skill has a very long cooldown. For example, Vashita is 30 seconds and Possession is 30 seconds. The only skill that has a very low cooldown for Sadhu, and that is going to be Astral Body Explosion and then Spirit Strike. Now, going to the whole setup itself, how do you play Sadhu with the current update, with the current version? Well, the thing is, Sadhu's right now, it's no longer a chorus class. Sadhu is basically a secondary class like Zealot. If you think of Zealot, you probably think of high burst ability with long cooldown and decent other cooldown, for example, like the Fanatism for extra damage boost, same way as the Piranha for extra magic damage boost, but you're also getting critical damage. And then you have Immolation for huge burst damage with a very long cooldown, 40 seconds. And then you have the Fanatic Illusion, which has very short cooldowns, along with the Deputy Statue, but there's attributes also increase the range of the skills. And then if you think about it, it's kind of like that. So technically, what I would do with the current Prana right now, with the current Sadhus, is that I would use the Sadhu Vaivora first for burst damage. So let's go ahead and buff up real quick. I will use Prana first, and I'll use Spirit Strikes, and just spam all these Sadhu skills. See here, and I will switch to the main weapon for my other weapon and continuously doing damage. Now, if you already noticed that the majority of my skill is already on cooldown, for example, the Vashita as well as Possession, these skills has a very long cooldown, and it would make more sense that you switch to another Vaivora to do damage. So going down into the Sadhu Vaivora pricings, I would say it would be between roughly 70 million all the way to 200 million. Now the price can be various depending on the playstyles. If you think about it, because you have to do weapon switching for Sadhus, it's really straightforward for all the skill that has a very long cooldown, and tuning is probably one of them. Now, level 4 Sadhu Vaivora will give you an extra hit for Vashita, which is really nice, by the way, if you think about it, because Vashita has a huge amount of SFR. Keep in mind, I don't have max attributes or the hand chart, so I'll probably just hit like 20,000 right now. But if you max this out, you can definitely hit it really high. Also, there is Pertiki as well. I forgot to mention about Pertiki. Pertiki is a skill that increases your Sadhu skills. Now, there will be changes for Pertiki as well. Pertiki will get 10% final damage Sadhus. So definitely, this skill will be much better in my opinion compared to the current Pertiki. But the current Pertiki will increase the skill attack for the majority of Sadhu skills. And that is going to be pretty big, by the way. If you think about Vashita, that being able to hit 10 millions with the current skill factor, maybe even more if you hit against boss with high defense, etc. But if anything, the current skills is just way too limited. The bigger question right now, what is the best builds for Sadhus? Well, the thing is, Sadhu is like sub-secondary classes in my opinions. It's better than you pick other classes, magic classes by the way, that focus on different Vivora. For example, Platinum is a good one as well. And then you also have Exorcist for the Shishin Vivora. You also have these, I believe, Crusaders. Yes, the Crusader Vivora is really good as well. Crusader is getting changed in the future, so having a Crusader Vivora that can actually synergize with a Sadhu is extremely big by the way, because of crit damage and everything that come along with it, especially for the Ring of Light changes where you get the flying hammer around your character and a bunch of other stuffs. Now, another build I would recommend was the Exorcist Mikos. Exorcist Miko is probably one of my favorite classes because it offers so much damage for both single target damage as well as AoE damage. This is because of the synergy between Hamaya and Entity. You have a lot of burst damage, and then having the extra prana that give you extra critical damage but also magic damage is pretty big by the way. And the damage rotation, I don't think you have to deal a lot with the damage rotation, because all you have to do is use your current Sadhu Vaivora, use all your skills and switch into the Exorcist Vaivora and just constantly spamming spear and while waiting for the cooldown from the Vashida as well as Possession. Now, before I wrap up the video for today, there's someone I do want to talk about, and that is Wiltrin. This guy is the most legendary Sadhus that I have ever seen. I even make a video about him with all his gear, his skill build and everything. He used to play Exorcist Miko and Sadhus, but right now he is using the Exorcist Miko and Crusader. This is the standard DPS build for the Miko's Exorcist combination. It is understandable that Sadhu is a little bit underwhelming right now, but this guy used to dominate every single wicked boss raid with Exorcist Miko and Sadhu. That just shows how strong it was, because not a single meta PD DPS can even catch up with him. That is really strong by the way. Also, you probably have another question. Well, Sue, is that a plus 30 trinket? And I would say, yes, it is. But the thing is, it's not about a trinket, okay? He used to have a plus 16 trinket, plus 16 weapon, and he's still dominating. That just shows how strong Sadhu was because of the crit damage modifier, because of the extra damage coming out from the outer body, possession, and you have this reset combination with possession and outer bodies. Everything about Sadhu is completely fine until we get rework. But back to the point, if you enjoy playing Sadhu, then I do recommend getting another weapon and slap on the Sadhu Vaivora to get an extra burst damage with a weapon switch trick. If not, then I would just completely skip it and focus on your main specific builds. As of right now, Sadhu does not have a really good synergy with any other magic classes unless you're using the weapon switch trick with the Sadhu Vaivora. With this one, you don't have to worry about stacking, and you can just pretty much spam your skill every time your partner is off cooldowns. Same goes with the Vashida as well as Possession. And that is pretty much for all these videos. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. This is Sadhu once again, and I will see you all in the next videos. Peace out.